Welcome again. I'm Andy. This is intended for the Templo Gym's Modern Warrior Challenge, but I decided to go ahead and just go live for these when I record them, so that my subscribers who had previously been doing the afternoon idle sessions with would be able to get these as well. So just for quick context. The Modern Warrior Challenge is including meditation, and it's around the aspects of solitude and silence for sort of that aspect of theme, or those two aspects that play into the overall theme of this notion of the modern warrior. You can find out more about Templo. You should be able to search for it, Templo Tucson. And so we'll be doing kind of beginner-friendly, hopefully, practices around meditation and silence. And just as a reminder, or sort of a quick note, if you're just starting out and you're having this notion of feeling like kind of you're like sort of walking into the wind or like swimming upstream when doing this, that just a reminder, the brain is sort of a prediction engine, or we can think of the brain as a prediction engine, and the brain is predicting not silence. Or the brain is predicting not solitude. And so when we experience aspects of solitude or silence, it's going to be moderately uncomfortable. And so just as a quick aside, there's this research that was done at the University of Virginia by a researcher named Timothy Wilson. And participants in the research, they stated that they would pay to not be electrically shocked. But when those same individuals were left in a room with a painful device that would deliver an electrical shock, out of boredom, they did shock themselves during the time that they were left alone. So this idea, you'll sometimes have seen this was in 2014, people would rather give themselves a painful electrical shock than sit by themselves alone doing nothing in a room. So just given an analog there. So if this feels uncomfortable, that is the beginning part of the process. Just like running up, I used last time, running up 10 flights of stairs is going to make you winded. Sitting in meditation at the beginning will make you potentially a little uncomfortable. Let's do this. So we'll sit for 15 minutes. I invite you to adopt a posture that helps you be both relaxed and alert. So sitting in a way that your body is more inclined to be clear and focused, and you're not sort of overly straining to be in that position. Laying down is fine, but you may want to keep your eyes open, as it's very, very easy to fall asleep. As we begin, just checking in to see if there's any tension in the body. There may be tension perhaps around your shoulders, the jaw, your eyes, or your forehead. And sometimes in noticing the tension, it will melt away, and other times it'll just stay there. This is our first opportunity in this sit together to bring a no big deal quality or an okayness with the fact that there's tension. And then to settle in, doing a few deliberate conscious breaths. Breathing in slowly through the nose allows us to breathe low into the lungs and into the belly. Slow and low is our desired tempo. For some, they like to just sit here and kind of be aware of sitting and focusing on nothing really in particular. that may not be a practice that you enjoy at the moment, but just knowing that that's an option in case you don't resonate with the other options. So you can come back to this sort of just being here, sitting, knowing that you're sitting, if that's necessary. So as we sit, we can choose an aspect of our experience, something that is available to us from a sensory experience. So that might be a feeling of the solidness of sitting where you're sitting, pressure on your hamstrings, on your sits bones, or the sense of your feet on the floor connecting you to the ground. Maybe the warmth of your hands if you've arranged them in your lap. And in those situations, if that sense is something that kind of draws your attention, you can focus on that aspect, allow our attention to soak in, and we can use a one-word label as a way to help us remain in contact. For body sensations, we can use feel. For me, I'm wearing a t-shirt, and so my arms are exposed, and my attention is drawn to the skin of my exposed arms, the warmth of my hands arranged in my lap. I notice that sensation, allow my attention to dwell or kind of soak into it. And then to myself, I can use the label feel as a sort of way to remain in contact, mentally flagging where my attention is. As you sit, your attention may be pulled away, sounds around you, or a desire to shift and move. For me, there's the sounds of the Air National Guard flying. At least I think that's the Air National Guard. Some distant jet. My attention is pulled away. I notice that. And then I bring my attention back to the body I've chosen to focus on. And it's natural to be frustrated as your attention is pulled away. But in this notion of predict and prepare, we know our attention will be drawn away. So the noticing is the key. I see that my attention is drawn away, and I bring it back. Each time I bring it back, it's a chance for me to avoid any of my sternness. You may find that the feet are no longer interesting, or the hands are no longer interesting. So you can allow your attention to move in the body to wherever it is drawn and follow that same pattern, noticing where the attention is, soaking into that sensation, and then using this mental label to flag where the attention is. So explore that on your own for a bit, and I'll check back in. So no matter how many times your attention was pulled away, you can notice the attention and then bring the attention back and begin again. We predicted that our attention would be drawn away. It's drawn away. We notice that our attention is elsewhere. And then we're prepared to bring our attention back and do so in a way where we're not stern or harsh with ourselves. So you may find as you begin in the kind of exploration of meditation that if I've given you some objects that weren't particularly interesting, you can always go back to trying out the breath, or you can focus on sounds around you. Maybe there's a pleasing, somewhat consistent sound like the hum of a refrigerator or the sound of the heater blowing air through a vent. So we can turn our attention towards those sounds and focus on them. Optionally labeling them, you can use the label here if you want. Keep exploring. In a moment, I'll invite the bell to signal the end of our sit. If your eyes have been closed, I invite you to open them and reconnect to your surroundings. Stretch and kind of move in a way that helps you reconnect. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for sitting with me for the last 15 or so minutes and the last 18 minutes of your attention. Good luck in day 2 of the Modern Warrior Challenge. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can put those in the comment section for this video, and I'll do my best to respond. And if there are any sort of requests beyond that from folks in Templo, please let me know. Have a good Tuesday.